Welcome to the craziest end of Premier League I have ever seen in Football Manager. The top four separated purely by goal difference, and my Nottingham Forest snapping at their heels, 2 points behind. 5 games to go, Tottenham away at Man United, Forest at home to Arsenal. Both teams really need to win these games. Taking a look at the run-ins, Liverpool face Fulham and then Spurs in first place second, have the Europa League semi-final and Wolves, Bournemouth and Newcastle. With a possible automatic Champions League place, not that they're not going to make it anyway, but it would allow 5th place to qualify, which might be Forest's back door. Spurs, Man United, Liverpool, Forest. That's a very tricky run of 3 games, but they don't have the distraction of Europe, Palace and Brentford to end. Arsenal, who've been on top for quite a lot of the season, but have recently started drawing way too many games. Forest, Palace, Brentford, Burnley, Man City on the last day. That is not a nice way to end your season. They must pick up points against the smaller teams. City, Wolves in the FA Cup semis, West Ham, a 2-legged tie against Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League semis, Everton and then Chelsea and Arsenal to finish the season. That's really a tricky way to finish off, and they've played one more game than anybody. And finally, us, the mighty Reds, the tricky trees, my own red and white army. Arsenal, Fulham, Spurs, Wolves, Bournemouth. Arsenal and Spurs have both beaten us earlier in the season, but destiny for second is in our own hands if we win out. And this is all despite those lovely people at the FA giving us a 4-point deduction. So the question is, can we do it? So, tactically, this is Cloughey's despair. It's a tactic designed purely to sit on the ball and then bang it up towards all the pace we have up front. Anthony Elanga and Kamaldeen Sulemana are both incredibly quick inside forwards, but Sulemana's playing as an inverted winger because he's largely right-footed. Awani, the second top scorer in the Premier League. Chong and Arribas both burst from midfield. Danilo's job is to punt the ball forwards, and then Otieno and Webangomo at fullback are also incredibly quick at getting forward and supporting an attack, but when we lose the ball, we run backwards and we sit on it. So, here's the two sides. Reece Nelson cut us apart in the flip of this fixture earlier in the season, so we're going to have to hope to control him somehow. A little bit of a boost to the team. Everybody's happy. The press want to know, do I want to play well? Probably. And is the positive dressing room atmosphere important? Yes. And the mood's good. Let's do this. Teams lining up. Arsenal trying to confuse us by looking like Borussia Dortmund. Not a lot going on as we sit back. First chance goes to Arsenal. Tomiyasu gives it to Gabriel Martinelli. Takes it back. Across the park to William Saliba. White looks to set up Eddie Nketiah at the far post, who slots it home. And we cannot sit back now. We need 3 points from this, and currently it's not going our way. Throw in from White. Gives it to Emile Smith-Rowe. And they play through us as if we weren't there. Granit Xhaka, that's 2-0. Things are getting desperate straight away. And we're going to have to start going for them. And Felipe's unhappy. Everybody get motivated. Felipe's coming off at half time. He's just bringing the side down with his bad vibes. Otieno to Arribas. Half chance. Kamaldeen Sulemana. That's 2-1. The ex-Southampton boy does it. But we cannot let off the pressure. I'm not happy with the morale of this team, particularly the defence. Oi, you lot, do better. Webangomo is frustrated, so we can bring on Neco Williams. Felipe appears to have calmed down, which is fine. Taith Chong is looking a little bit tired, but we've got Brendan Aronson to come on. Second half. Arsenal make 3 changes, and not a lot going on. Let's give the lads a bit of an encouragement. But we need to make changes because this, whatever we're doing, it isn't working. So the lightning pace of Dyson Maeda comes on, and Otieno goes off for Cohen Bramall, and probably one more change. Who's having a shocking game? Felipe, yeah. Bring on Jakubashvili, and again, not a lot going on. Come on, team, do better. Williams hits it over the top to Kamaldeen. Amani caught offside. Right, panic time. If they're sitting back, we are coming for you. Changes made. Go for it. Arsenal playing out for the back. Listen to the olaying of the away fans. And Trossard misses what was quite an easy chance. Restes punts the ball up. We promptly lose it. And Granit Xhaka taps in off Nketiah's chance. And that may well be game. Next up, Fulham. Table still looking horribly tight, but we are going to need to pick up a result here if we're going to achieve anything. Visiting the Cottage, never a pleasant place to go and play. Aronson replaces Chong. Freuler replaces Danilo because he's on better form. Ilanga is on troublingly poor form, so the pure pace of Dyson Maeda comes in, who's also on fairly poor form, but maybe a game against Fulham will cheer him up. And Felipe drops out the team for the returning Joe Worrell. Not looking particularly match fit, but we've got Jakubashvili on the bench. Do better, lads. Nothing particularly happened in this game. We're having slightly more of the chances, though. Might leave it to the second half to ratchet it up. Brown to Lukic. Back to Brown. To Gomez. Where is the closing down? Kenny Tete. Oh, and tapped in by Che Adams. This is not looking good. It is not looking good. Bangomo to Kamaldeen. Into the hands of Leno. Looks for Gomez as an outlet. Che Adams scooting down the right completely unchallenged. Into Sasha Lukic. More. And we are bottling this. We are completely bottling this. Gomez with penalty. Saved as Restes decides not to dive. Ooh, off the post and across the face of the goal from a narrow knee shot. Ribas finds Dyson, who can't find his man at the far post, and now they get a chance to break. But Wembangomo tidies it up. Worrell lifts it over the top, looking for O'Neill. Misses the header. Alexander Mitrovic loses the ball in the challenge. And Kamaldeen Sulemana finds O'Neill free, who shoots and gets it saved. Corner from Ribas. Headed massively over by Joe Worrell. And I'm thinking of throwing a water bottle. I really am. Just, you're letting yourselves down. You're letting me down. You're letting everybody down. Kamaldeen's injured. So that brings on Gibbo on the wing. O'Neill's in horrible form, so that brings on Quadro Dua. And Wembangomo's not having the best of times, so he's off as well. You get up to 60 to score a couple, otherwise I'm making drastic changes. Senesi to Ribas. To Gibbs White in a ton of space. Slides it in, ball gets cleared, Fulham break again. It's the problem with being very attacking. Your team can get suckered into counters. Senesi tidies that up. Aronson looks at Gibbs White. Gibbs White cuts inside. Forces a nice save out of Leno. Gibbs White with the corner. Joe Worrell puts it in the back of the net. That's one back. Substitutions. What needs changing? Apart from everything. Chong comes on for Ribas, who's having a horrible game. Maeda's not having that good a game either. Ilanga is also off form, so let's see if that makes a difference. And Eric Otieno has looked horrible, but I can't take him off. You, forwards, you, forwards. Let's see if we can pull another couple back. Williams tidies up nicely, but goes straight to Gomez. Chong in the perfect position to set up. Aronson for the goal. That's 3-2. It's a good start. Everybody gets encouraged. Loose ball finds Lukic, but Freuler tidies that up. Freuler finds Ilanga. Ilanga slides it to Dua. If he's onside, that's it level. I don't know. Nope. Still 3-2. Otieno to Chong. To Dua. To Ilanga. That's 3-3. And we're going to keep pushing because we need to win this game. We are playing them off the park now. But that time just keeps ticking down. Otieno throws it to Ilanga. Chong gets it, plays through to Dua. Dua to Aronson. Aronson looks to get Gibbs White free. Gibbs White is carrying a knock and can't reach it. Lukic just gives it straight to Remo Freuler. Worrell to Aronson. To Gibbs White. Loose ball up to Neco Williams. He whips it across to the middle. Ball drops out. Eric Otieno goes straight across the middle. Taif Chong. That's 4-3. And now, much Mourinho. Tick, 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 tick. Give us the 3 points. And that result sends Fulham down. So here we go with another key game, Tottenham Hotspur. And this is likely to be a doozy. Winning this could guarantee me Champions League football. It certainly guarantees me at least Europa League football. So let's see how it goes. Injured Otieno is out for Cohen Bramall. The unfit Sulemana is out for Emmanuel Dennis. The criminally off form Ngomo is out for Neco Williams. The equally off form Maeda is out for Elanga. And the also off form Amnii, well, there's nobody on form there. But I'm going to take a punt and play Kwadwadua up front. Let's see how this goes. Everybody loves a bit of a revenge story. There's a lot of talent in that Spurs side. But there's a lot of talent in mine, if they can produce. Arribas with the corner. Puts it on the head of Joe Worrell. Good save. Vicario has been one of the main reasons Spurs are as high as they are. He's had a phenomenal season. Bramall with the throw. Gives it to Elanga. Elanga goes right across and makes room. And again, saved by Vicario. Arribas to whip it in. I think they've done enough to earn and encourage. I think Tottenham are going to be getting a rocking from Big Ange at half time. Pedro Porro's got a chance to swing a big one in. Plays it across to Romero. Rodrigo Bentancur. Pedro Gonçalves just puts it in the back of the net without even thinking about it. And we're going to have to go for it again. See if we can nick one before half time. Or maybe they can. Son with a rocket into the top of the net, and I need to set my set pieces up better. Bramall to Elanga. To Arribas. Tip wide. But another attacking corner. Arribas floats it in, and again Vicario just plucks it out of the air. Plays it to Ben Davis. To Udogie. To Pedro. And that's half time. And everybody's getting shouted at. Bryce is going to have to play on the left and Williams play on his wrong foot. Is anybody playing really badly? Yes, Emmanuel Dennis is playing monumentally badly. Well, I'm going to throw in Dazen and move Elanga to the other side. We need a result here, lads. No messing around. Commence half an hour of messing around. Danilo replaces Freuer. Otieno replaces Williams. Try and salvage something. This is not the first time we've completely outplayed somebody and got nothing. Udogie. Gives it to Brian. Back to Ben Davis. Back to Vicario. Gruzevski. Somehow gets a pass through to Brian. Rodrigo Bentancur. And they are not... Oh, that was appalling from Forest. And Son just scores. Push up, push up. And Davis, Giovanni Lo Celso. It's Pedro. What was that defensive effort? That was atrocious. That was truly atrocious. I am going to demand more from the entire team. At least Restes grabs the corner. Free kick, a chance to salvage something. Arribas off the post. You ever get the feeling it's not going to be your day? It's not my day. To Romero. Out to Udogie. Through to Brahim Diaz. Into Udogie. Back to Giovanni Lo Celso. Arribas actually does something useful and gets the ball back. Hammered up the top to knee. And Aronson and Elanga step over each other's feet. And Elanga whacks the ball into Vicario's hands. So, 5th sounds nice, doesn't it? And at least we took a couple of scalps on the way through. I am angry. 2 games to go. 3-point gap. The loss to Spurs was an absolute dagger to the heart. But maybe, just maybe, we can sneak into a European place. Either by holding form against Chelsea and one of the European trophies going to Liverpool or Man City, or by Tottenham slipping up. It's a trip to the Molineux, and there's a lot on the line. Awani returns. Sulemana returns. If he's unfit, we'll just bring on Dennis. That looks to be our strongest side. But maybe the extra pace of Wembanyama will help. Ditto Otieno. Let's do this. Mateus Cunha's the danger man for Wolves. I'm going to see everybody play better. Go. Gilman plays it across. Collins to Totti. Mateus up to Bueno. And an offside decision stops an early chance. And Anthony Elanga gets hurt. Brings on Dyson Maeda. Restes with the goal kick. Dyson picks it up. Strokes it back to Otieno. Across to Freuler. Plays it up to Aronson. Nearly loses the ball. Gets it back. Tucks it into the left hand side of the net. 1-0 Forest. Ball back to Sakic. Kilman looks for the mirror. Given away to Aronson. Oh, and off the post from Camaldine. Gives Forest a corner. Aronson swing it in. For Snacey. And Dyson can't fish it out. Free kick to Wolves. Sarabia swings it just over the bar. And Bolla has it. Looks in the middle. Ball drops out to Camaldine on the Forest right flank. Aronson has been pulling the strings in midfield today. Dyson turns the man, tucks it into the top right. That's 2-0. Wolves in 17th are looking over their shoulder at those relegation places. This won't be helping them. Aronson again gets the ball in midfield, plays it to Wembanyama. Finds Camaldine. Now Worrell. Remo Freuler. All the way back. Back out to Worrell. Freuler. Slides it through to Camaldine. Finds Otieno on the left. The young Canyon. Fixed it into the middle for Armani, and that's 3-0. Or is it? Ref's having a check. And that's a goal. Otieno throws in from left to Arribas. Flicks it across looking for Camaldine, who misses the header but gets straight back on the ball with his enormous pace. Corner for Aronson. Into the middle. Headed by Senesi, just drips wide. But at 3-0 up, we have to be happy. Everybody seems fit. Let's just go for it. Not a lot going on in the second half so far. So it's time to make some defensive changes. Aronson has run himself ragged and he's been controlling the game. But he needs taking off. And Camaldine Silamana likewise. Gibbs White can come on there. What we have, we hold. Webangomo gives the ball to Aini in the middle. Flicks it back to Senesi. To Otieno. To Dyson. Awaniyi, if he was goal side of his man, if he timed that run right, that's 4-0. These changes are now purely for fitness. Bramall and Neco Williams. Sarabia finds a header in the middle, but nothing doing. And we're just stalling out, waiting for full time, waiting for the referee to blow. Mateus with the corner for Wolves, but it's probably too late to make any big changes. And the header from Collins goes over anyway. And that is it. Full time, win for Forest. So, last day of the season. Now we have 3 ways to get into the Champions League. The easiest one is if Tottenham blow their last game against Brentford and we beat Bournemouth. We cannot finish any lower than 5th, however, and Manchester City are playing Bayern in the Champions League final. So any of those, that would be an extra qualification place to England, which would go to us. But let's try and do it the simple way. Danilo comes in, the injured Ilanga is out for Maeda, which puts CJ Hamilton on the bench, who hasn't been seen much this season, but he's always there. Arribas and Aronson in midfield, following Aronson's amazing performance in the last game. I don't see any reason to change the back 4, especially because Willy Bowley and Felipe will be gone at the end of the season. Let's see how this goes. Go. Let the players walk out onto the field and warm up for the last time this season. Dominic Solanke plays it to Junior, plays back to Kelly. Bournemouth stroking it around nicely to begin the game. Junior to Kelly, to Zabiani, Cook to Hill. They are being really possession hungry for the first 30 seconds of this match. Brooks to Hill. And then we take it off their feet. Dyson plays in Camaldine, who whacks it in the back of the net. If you're a lower league team, don't play around with fire. We will score. Restes boots the ball upfield. Awani plays it back, but it's intercepted by Traore. Whaps it into the middle. Restes tips it onto the bar. Headed out. Traore puts it back in the mixer. Nothing comes. Brooks being chased by Dyson has to play it back to Hill. Hill whips the ball in. Headed out. Junior. Not even a shot. You couldn't tell whether that was a shot or a cross. It was so in between the two. We are being outplayed, but we're winning. Time just keeps ticking. Aronson with the corner just before half time. Sensei over the bar. Half time changes. The pace of Dua comes on up front over Awani. But I think that's all we need to do. Absolutely nothing going on in the game, which is fine when you're winning. Jakubishvili comes on for the booked Worrell, Bramall for the very tired Otieno, and Chong for Erebus. More encouragement for the team. Webungomo to Camaldine, to Aronson, Danilo to Tatith Chong, to Camaldine, to Webungomo. Who did that go off? Zabani. Well, that's very unfortunate. Webungomo with a throw into Danilo. Danilo to Aronson, to Chong, to Cohen Bramall, who scores. The Rotherham man bags a goal. And now we hold. Danilo looking for options in the middle. Taking his sweet time. Dewar heads it over the bar. And time just keeps running out for Bournemouth. Chong brings in another header from Dewar. And that is the end of our season. But when it all played out, Arsenal are champions, Liverpool second, Spurs third, Man City fourth, and we are fifth. But the question is, will it be enough for that bonus Champions League play? And the final joke, thanks Man City, we're going to the Champions League. Peace.